Okay, good morning students. Am I audible? I repeat, am I audible? Yeah, okay, good. So let's start today's session. So before starting today's session, I want to ask you if you have any doubts from yesterday's say quiz. We have a quiz, right? So I can see most of the students correctly answered at least 4 questions. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you are clear with every concept. So if you have any doubts in the previous quiz questions, you can ask me now. Okay, I will take just 5 minutes for the last class related things. If you have no queries, then I will continue with today's session. I will start today's session. Are there any doubts in the previous yesterday's class quiz? I repeat. Just give me a minute. Mm, yeah. So these are the questions I think you got in yesterday's class. No, these are not the questions. Hmm. So these are the questions, right? So as you can see here, apart from these questions, I think you got one matching question. So that means match frequencies and time periods. Given the frequencies, the question asks you to match the corresponding time period. So here, as you can see, the questions are very simple. They are basic questions. So the first question is, what are the functionalities of physical layer? So that is asked indirectly. So the physical layer is responsible for. So as you can see here, physical layer will make sure that how zeros and ones will be represented in the communication medium. That is nothing but coding. Okay, how 0 is coded as a signal, how 1 is coded as a signal. So this line coding is a terminology used for that purpose. And channel coding, so channel coding means see, when you are having say a single line, the single line will be divided into channels, and how who can use those channels, that will be taken care with the physical layer. And the third thing, modulation. So if your communication medium is pure analog communication medium, if your data is digital data, how this digital data is converted to analog data, that is nothing but modulation. So all these things are physical aspects. So these physical aspects will be taken care by the physical layer only. That's the reason the answer for this particular question is D, all the mentioned. Okay, coming to the second question, the question is bandwidth is 6 megahertz. How many bits per second will be sent if 4-level digital signal is used? So here, you have a formula 2 into b into log L base 2. So here b is equal to 6 into 10 power 6 megahertz means, and L is equal to 4. If you substitute this, you will get 24 into 10 power 6 as the answer. That is nothing but 24 Mbps per is the answer for this particular, sorry, not this one. So 24 Mbps is answer for this particular question. Now coming to the third question, a binary signal. So binary signal means L equal to 2 is sent over 3 kilohertz channel. So 3 kilohertz channel means bandwidth is equal to 3 into 10 power 3 hertz. and whose signal to noise ratio SNR is equal to 20 dB. So 20 dB means it will be 10 power 20 by 10, that is equal to 10 square equal to 100. So here, since there is a noise, you can't use this formula, that is 2b log L base 2. Instead of that, the formula for this is C equal to uh, B into log 1 plus SNR. Okay, that means 3 into 10 power 3 into log 101, where base 10 you are going to use. So if you do this, you will get the answer 19.96 something, that is nothing but approximately equal to 19.97. So these are all wrong, so the right answer is A. If you take the fourth question, so what is the bit rate for each of the signal in which 10 bits last 20 microseconds? So this is a basic question. So if 10 bits last 20 seconds, one bit will last 20 by 10, that is 2 seconds. Okay, if every bit, not 2 seconds, so 2 microseconds, 2 microseconds, not 2 seconds, 2 mic. Let me clear this. So 20 microseconds for 10 bits. So one bit will be taking 20 microsecond by 10, that is 2 microseconds. So if one bit takes 2 microseconds, how many bits you can send for 1 second? So that is nothing but 1 second by 1 microsecond, sorry, 2 microsecond. If you substitute, you will be getting 0.5 into 10 power 6. So the answer is this one. So I won't go with the mathematical calculations part. So I will just give you the overview. And coming to the last question, the signal to noise ratio SNR is 1000. It is not 1000 dB, it is 1000. Okay, so bandwidth B equal to 4. So the formula is B into log 1000 plus 1 base 10. So if you substitute this, you will be getting this 40 Mbps. Remember, sorry, this is 4000 kilohertz. So 4000 kilohertz means 4000 into 10 power 3. You may miss this 10 power 3 because here clearly mentioned kilohertz. Okay, if you forget this K, you will get 40 kbps. If you substitute that K value 10 power 3, then 4 into 10 power 6 will be, yeah. So it is 4 into 10 power 6 into log 1001 base 10. So if you do this, you will get the answer, the B. Okay, so that is 40 Mbps, the approximate value. So these are the questions asked, and the other question that is nothing but calculating, I mean matching time periods and frequencies. You know the formula T equal to 1 by F. If you substitute this formula, you will get all the answers. So these are the questions asked in yesterday's quiz. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. So let's start today's session. So in today's session, we are going to, concentrate on transmission media. Okay, so as you can see on the right side diagrams, since our concept is a specific type of transmission media, I'm showing the three major types of transmission mediums here in this diagram. So these are called twisted pairs, these are called coaxial cables, these are called optical fiber cables. So we are going to see in depth about the properties, the functionalities, are the principle behind the working of those cables, and the applications of these cables, where we are going to use these cables. Okay, so let's start with the session. Okay, so transmission medium. So transmission medium means the medium which we are using to send our signals. Okay, so depending on how the signals are transferred from one device to another device, the transmission mediums are divided into two major categories. Okay, so one category is guided transmission medium, the other category is unguided transmission medium, because this is wireless. See, uh, I will give you one example. So you need to supply water. If you simply send the water through air, what happens? Water will be dispersing uh, through the entire possible area. Okay. Instead of that, if you use a pipe, what happens? The water will be guided by that pipe clearly through a specific path. అలా కాకుండా ఫ్రీగా వదిలేసాం అనుకోండి, it will simply go in whatever direction the slope is. Instead of that, if you have a pipe, the pipe will guide the water. In the same way, there is two types of communication mediums, as you can see in this particular diagram. Guided transmission medium means wires. So wires will be there to guide the medium, whereas in unguided transmission medium, there will be nothing to guide the signals. So signals will be freely moving in the space, okay, through the air. So guided means wires, unguided means wireless. So in wires, there are multiple mediums available, but three mainly used guided transmission mediums in our computer networks communication is twisted pair cables, coaxial cables, fiber optics cables. You may not be familiar with these terms completely, but you are all using these cables somewhere. Okay, so if you take twisted pair cables in our labs, we are using LAN cables. So LAN cables are twisted pair cables. They contain cables that are twisted together. We will be going to see why they are twisted, what is the need for twisting the cables, everything. Coaxial cables. Can anyone tell me where you will see these coaxial cables? They are very familiar to us. Coaxial cables. Anyone? Once look at this diagram, yeah, TVs, right? See, these cables are very widely used in video transmission. So especially they are suitable for cable TV transmission. Okay, so those are coaxial cables. So fiber optics cables, if you can see on the roads, you will be seeing yellow cables. Normally, fiber optic cables will be coded with yellow color. Okay, yellow cables which are very thin at some poles. Okay, so which are actually the backbone network will be established by fiber optic cables. That means if you take for example Geo, the main reason why Geo is able to provide a very huge bandwidth in the beginning itself means the cell towers are connected with optical fiber cables, one cell tower to another cell tower or cell tower to their main base station. Everything is connected using optical fibers. So optical fibers are used for backbone point of view. Twisted pairs are used in our example LANs. Coaxial cables, one example that we are seeing is our TVs. Okay, for cable TV communication. Now, so we are going to see in depth about these three in this particular class. So the properties of twisted pair, coaxial cable, fiber optics cable. So today's session will be concentrating on the guided transmission media. So guided transmission media. So this is called guided, as I said previously, because the signal will be traveling along any of these media in a directed and contained by the physical limits of the medium, and the signal can't go out of the medium unless it reaches the end or there is some breakage in the medium. The main signal, the majority of the signal will not go out of the medium. It will be completely contained within the medium. It will be directed in which direction the signal need to go will be guided by the medium. So such medium are called guided medium. Okay, so as I said, the signal will always go through a solid physical path. So there is three major guided media. So the first thing, the basic thing is twisted pair, where we have two more categories: unshielded twisted pairs and shielded twisted pairs. We are going to see. Then coaxial cables, then fiber optic cables. So these are the three major. So if you look at our textbook, that is the main first prescribed textbook, then you will be seeing two more which are not important. One is electrical cables. The other one is magnetic media. I have not included them because they are not accepted as a, this particular thing is not accepted as a communication medium. It is just media, not medium. Okay, so magnetic media means hard disks, magnetic tapes. Okay, so here you can't transfer through hard disk. What you can do is you can save something into the hard disk and you can take the hard disk manually from one location to another location, and you can use that hard disk at that new location by connecting it to the computer. In the same way, magnetic tapes means our old radio tapes and TV tapes. Okay, VCR tapes. So those tapes are going to carry the information. Another simple example you can see is your credit card, debit cards, where you can see a magnetic strip on the backside of the card which is containing your information. Okay, so those things called magnetic media. So magnetic medias are cheap, but it will take so much time to take information from one location to another location. Just imagine you want to share a movie to your friend, so your friend is somewhere. So you are in Tadapilguna, your friend is somewhere in Hyderabad. So if you want to send the movie through magnetic media, you can see it will take at least 1 day. It's 12 hours minimum time. So you will load the movie into a hard disk, okay, and you will post that hard disk using some postal service. So the hard disk will, if you even take a speed post, it will take at least 1 day, and it will go to your friend after 1 day. So he can then see the movie. If you use internet, it will go within few minutes for given the current bandwidths and current speeds. Okay, so that is the problem with this magnetic media. So they are not actually magnet guided transmission medium, they are just a media. That's the reason I have not included that part. And even some textbooks, if you take the second textbooks prescribed, it will not be there in that. And electrical cables, so electrical cables are not yet used for communication in computer networks, but there is a lot of research going on. So electric cable means the cables that we are using for our power purpose. So the cables that are connected to our lights, fans, with the meter or the power station, those are electrical cables. So there is a lot of research going on, because without power cables, we will not be we can't imagine the world. So if the cables itself can use for data transmission, then there is no need to separately lay down the phone lines or internet lines or cable lines. You can simply use your power lines itself for data transfer, but there are so many limitations there. So power lines generate so much heat as the frequency increases. So the actual frequency in electric lines that we are getting the signal will be 60 hertz. ఓకే, అంటే మనం యూజ్ చేసే పవర్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ పవర్ ఏసీ కరెంట్ అమ్మ మనకు వచ్చేది. ఐ థింక్ ఎవ్రీ వన్ ఈస్ ఫెమిలియర్ విత్ ద టర్మ్ ఏసీ అండ్ డిసి, రైట్? Analog, I mean alternate current and direct current. So AC current will be a fluctuating current which is having the frequency 60 hertz. Whereas if you use 60 hertz for communication, even though it is noiseless, it will be just 60 into 2 into, say you are using a power, I mean levels of 4. So it will be just 2 into 60 into 2, that is 240 bits per second, which is very low. That is the reason now they are not yet used for communication purpose, but in the future you may see this. Okay, you are going to see the power cables will be carrying your TV communication, will be carrying your voice communication, and your landline communication will be carrying your internet communication. Okay, but for now they are not included. That's the reason we are not going to see these two, the electrical cables and magnetic medium as our guided transmission medium. So the major guided transmission medium will be twisted phase, coaxial cables, fiber optic cable. These three are enough, I mean, for exams point of view also. Okay, so let's start with the first one, twisted pairs. So as you can see here, a twisted pair is got its name because the wires are twisted like this, like a helical form, like a DNA. Okay, as you can see here, a wire will be twisted along the other way. Normally, before going with this particular thing, I want to tell you one thing. So, uh, for transferring any signal, for transferring any single signal, you need two wires. Okay, so one wire is used for uh, carrying the actual signal, and the second wire will be used for carrying uh, say reference signal. Reference signal means neutral signal. Even if you take power lines, so you are getting 240 volts means you cannot say with a single wire I am getting 240 volts. 240 volts means you will be getting two wires. Okay, so two wires లో మనం నార్మల్ గా కాల్ చేస్తాము, ఒక వైర్ ఏమో ప్లస్ వైర్, ఇంకొక వైర్ మైనస్ వైర్ ఆర్ 0 volts వైర్ అంట. So the difference between these two wires voltage is 240. So this will be a reference line, and this is your actual power line. So if you touch this reference line, there will be no issue because it is carrying 0 volts or very less voltage. But this is actual the power line which is carrying 240 volts. So the difference is actually what you are getting as the voltage. In the same way, every wire in any communication medium must have let's say one signal line and one reference line, which you can what you can I mean which one you will use for signal, which one you will use for reference, that will be decided by the designers while designing the standards. So here, uh, if you, as you can see on the diagram here, if you simply place the wires in one direction without twisting, if you keep them as a what it is called parallelly, what happens is uh, if you go with the physics, those there is some rules called right hand thumb rule, left hand thumb rule, those things in the physics where a, a power carrying conductor will generate magnetic field. Yes or no? Everything familiar with that main rule or not? A wire which is a conductor which is carrying some electrons, that is nothing but power, will be what I said, generating magnetic field. It will be something like these fingers will be representing the direction of your magnetic, when where the thumb represents your direction of power. Okay, are you familiar with this rule or not? So that is called, I think, Fleming's right hand thumb rule or something. I can't remember exactly. So the same way, if these two wires are kept in the same parallel direction, what happens is at every point the magnetic field will be generated in one direction. So one magnetic, for example, if there is three crucial points, as you can see here, this will boost this magnetic field, this will boost this magnetic field. So the magnetic fields will be intense. That is nothing but parallelly placed wire will act as antenna. They will leak the signal. Okay, and this signal will be interfering with other communications. So normally, if you look at your LAN cable, inside the LAN cable, you will be seeing four such pairs, not just one pair. In your LAN cables, you will be seeing four such pairs. If you look at the telephone cables, you will be seeing hundreds of cables bunched together. If these cables are not twisted, what happens is they will generate magnetic fields which will interfere with other magnetic fields. That is nothing but cross talks. సో మీరు నార్మల్గా ఎప్పుడైనా ఇంతకు ముందు ల్యాండ్ లైన్స్ మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు సడన్లీ యూ విల్ హియర్ ద కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఆఫ్ సమ్వన్ ఎల్స్, వాయిస్ ఆఫ్ సమ్వన్ ఎల్స్. దట్స్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ క్రాస్ టాక్. క్రాస్ టాక్ ఎందుకు జరుగుతుంది అంటే దట్ ఈస్ బికాస్ there will be some places where the cables are not properly twisted. Okay, because of that you will be hearing the voice of someone else, because their signal is leaked as magnetic signal, and it is inducing current in your wire where you will be hearing those talks. So to avoid this thing, what they did is they twisted the cable. So when you twist the cable, one wire, let's say the red wire is carrying the current, so this red wire will generate the uh, I mean magnetic field in this direction. So this wire will generate the magnetic field in the opposite direction. So this will generate to the top direction, this will be to the bottom direction. So these alternating magnetic fields will cancel one another. So when they cancel one another, there will be no interference. Okay, so that is one reason for twisting the cables. Okay, so by twisting the pairs, a balance is maintained by nullifying the noise. So, I mean, the second point that I just explained, this point, twisting also nullifies the magnetic field generated, so the wires radiate less effectively. Okay, as I said, when you twist, the magnetic fields will get cancelled. Because of that, these wire will radiate very less. Okay, and another thing is balance is maintained by nullifying the noise. So let's say this is the cable, just on the right side of this cable another cable is going on, so that is generating some noise. Now this blue wire will be continuously induced to high noise, and this red wire will be continuously induced to low noise. Okay, if you take this one, at some part blue wire will be induced to high noise, then the red wire will be induced to high noise and blue to low, then red will be low and blue to high. So this noise will be reduced because of this high and lows. Okay, so sudden ga red ki high వినిపిస్తుందమ్మా, blue కి low వినిపిస్తుంది, next immediate గా red కి low వినిపిస్తుంది, blue కి high వినిపిస్తుంది. Because of these things what happens is the difference will be compensated. So that is one thing. So by twisting the pairs, the balance is maintained by nullifying the noise or interference. సో మీరు మీ వైర్ ట్విస్ట్ చేయడం ద్వారా మీ వల్ల వేరే వాళ్ళకి ప్రాబ్లం రాదు, దట్ దిస్ పాయింట్ విల్ టెల్. అండ్ మీరు మీ వైర్ ట్విస్ట్ చేయడం వల్ల వేరే వాళ్ళ వల్ల మీకు ప్రాబ్లం రాదు. అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా ఈ 2 పాయింట్స్ మీనింగ్ అదే. సో బై ట్విస్టింగ్ యువర్ యువర్ వైర్, you will not get interference. Your interference will be less. By twisting your wire will not generate interference to the others. So these two are the reasons for twisting the wires. Okay, and every wire, if is just the medium, the main copper cable, so this wire will be having a copper cable. So if you directly twist the copper cable, two copper cables will become one cable. So to avoid that, to avoid the contact, so what they did is they placed one plastic sheet around the cable. So that is nothing but insulator. So let me show you one example. Okay, so before explaining this part, just look at this diagram. So the first figure, as you can see here, has 4 cables. So one orange, white, blue, white, green, white, and in this some dark brown and white. So 4 twisted pairs twisted together. Okay, so this is one thing. Next, if you take this one, the second diagram, here every twisted pair has an aluminum foil placed around it. Okay, so can anyone tell me why the aluminum foil is used here? What is the property of aluminum? కుకింగ్ లో యూస్ చేస్తామమ్మా, ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ లో యూస్ చేస్తాం, కమ్యూనికేషన్ లో. ఈవెన్ when you go to cold locations, normally in some movies or in some military videos, you can see they are going to use aluminum sheets to cover themselves when they move to cool locations, because they work as insulators. They will stop losing heat from one side to the other side. When you cover food with aluminum foil, the food will keep hot for long duration. Okay, in the same way, because every wire will be generating, even though you twist that, still the wires will generate some amount of heat, that is nothing but energy. So to stop that energy from leaking and interfering with others, what they did is they started shielding these wires. Okay, this is one level shielding. If you look at this diagram which is shown on here, so this is multi-level shielding. So మీకు ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే every twisted pair is shielded, then all those pairs together is shielded by a braided copper cables. Okay, so are you people familiar with the term Faraday case? Faraday case అని ఎప్పుడైనా విన్నారమ్మా? At least in some movies, if I'm not wrong. No. So Faraday case means if you put if you create a case, see, let me tell you one example. If I recollect, yeah, Viswarupam movie chusara, Kamal Hassan's movie Viswarupam. I think everyone saw that movie. Almost in the climax, to make the bomb not to go off, what did they do? Almost in the climax, the villain will be trying to switch on the bomb through mobile communication. So to stop it at last minute, simply they place this woven over that bomb. Why? Woven stops the outside communication to the inside, because woven acts as a Faraday case. So Faraday case, which is nothing but a case that is created by continuously moving magnetic and electrical currents, magnetic fields and electrical currents, which will stop any electromagnetic signals going from one side to other side. Okay, so here this is such Faraday case only. So this will make sure that no outside signal will go inside this Faraday case. That means nothing but through these wires. Okay, so ఈ ఇంటర్నల్ షీల్డింగ్ వల్ల ఒకదాని ఇంటర్ఫియరెన్స్ ఇంకొక వైర్ మీద ఉండకుండా ఉంటే ఈ అవుట్ సైడ్ బ్రైడెడ్ దీని వల్ల అవుట్ సైడ్ నుంచి ఏం రాకుండా ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్. ఓకే, అండ్ దిస్ ఈస్ అనదర్ వే ఆఫ్ షీల్డింగ్ యువర్ వైర్. Okay, so your main twisted pairs are not shielded with one another, but all these cables completely shielded with one polyester film. Okay, and outside that one aluminum foil shield. So this will be shielding your foil now. Okay, and the drain wire is something which compensates the interference obtained by this aluminum foil. సో ఈ అల్యూమినియం ఫాయిల్ లో వచ్చే ఇంటర్ఫియరెన్స్ కాంపన్సేట్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేసే ఒక ఎడిషనల్ వైర్, డ్రైన్ వైర్. సో దాని గురించి ఎక్కువ డిస్కషన్ అవసరం లేదమ్మా. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద అవుటర్ షీల్డ్. లెట్ మీ షో యూ వన్ మోర్ డయాగ్రామ్. యా, దిస్ వన్. సో as you can see here, so the internal every pair is covered, and outside we have another aluminum foil or braided copper sheet. Okay, so this is something like this or this, and yeah, this is how physically multi-level shielding will be. So as you can see here, internal cables are not shielded, but a thin foil will be placed around these cables, and above this thin foil we have another braided form. So like this, the twisted pairs started their journey here and they ended here with multi-level shielding. Okay, so now let's see what is the difference between the shielded and unshielded twisted pairs. So the most common twisted pair cables used in communication is referred to unshielded twisted pair, because they are there from the beginning. If you look at your telephone cables, ల్యాండ్లైన్ టెలిఫోన్ కేబుల్స్, సో మన ఇంటికి వచ్చేవి కాదమ్మా. నార్మల్గా మనకి పోల్ టు పోల్, ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ అట్ సమ్ టెలిఫోన్ బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ పోల్స్, యూ విల్ బి లుకింగ్ a big metal boxes where you will be seeing a bunch of cables. Okay, so they are nothing but twisted pairs. Okay, so those cables, they are there from almost like 1960s, 1970s, the beginning of the telephone communication. Okay, but when the computer network is started, I mean the internet is started, they started using these cables for our data transfer also. Okay, but they saw that these unshielded twisted pairs data rate is very less because of noise, outside noise. So they updated them to shielded twisted pair. So IBM first produced a version of twisted pair cable for its use called shielded twisted pair. సో ఇంటర్ఫియరెన్స్ తగ్గిస్తే మనకి ఇప్పుడు మనకి సిగ్నల్ టు నాయిస్ రేషియోలో నాయిస్ లెవెల్ తగ్గించకపోతే ఆబ్వియస్లీ విల్ బి గెట్టింగ్ మోర్ బ్యాండ్విడ్త్. సో టు రెడ్యూస్ నాయిస్ they used this shielded twisted pair. So HTP cables has a metal foil or braided mesh covering the encases each pair of insulated conductor. అంటే మనకి ప్రతి పేర్ ని కవర్ చేస్తూ కానీ ఓవరాల్ పేర్ ని కవర్ చేస్తూ కానీ మనకి మెటల్ ఫాయిల్ కానీ లేకపోతే బ్రేడెడ్ మెస్ కానీ ఉంటుంది. సో సచ్ థింగ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ షీల్డెడ్ ట్విస్టెడ్ పేర్. సో యాజ్ యూ కెన్ సీ ఇన్ దీస్ పిక్చర్స్, దిస్ ఈజ్ unshielded. Okay, this is shielded, this is shielded, this is shielded, and this top one is unshielded, the bottom one is shielded. So like this we have different version of twisted pairs. Okay, so these are the categories. So as I said, the versions have names, so the names are shown in this table. So they started with category 1. So in the beginning they purely designed for telephone communication where the data rate is less than 1.1 Mbps, that means less than 100 kbps. Then when the category 2 came into picture, the data rate increased to 2 Mbps. When category 3 came into picture, they increased to 10 Mbps, then 100. Now you can see the latest LAN cables can even support 1 Gbps, 10 Gbps also, but this table stopped at 600 Mbps because the textbook, by the time the textbook was written, it is limited to 600 Mbps. Okay, so we started with category 1, and now for the time being, for the time of this textbook, it is limited to category 7. Okay, so you can see the differences between the cables. The first cable is the unshielded twisted pair used in telephone. Okay, then unshielded twisted pair, see, you can't see the difference, the clear cut difference here, but the clear cut difference is number of twists. If you increase number of twists, obviously the noise level will be reduced further. Okay, సో మీరు ట్విస్ట్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేసే కొద్దిగా ఇక్కడ మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఈ కేటగిరీ 3 తో కంపేర్ చేస్తే కేటగిరీ 5 లో ట్విస్ట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. మీ డయాగ్రామ్ లో మీరు చెక్ చేస్తే కేటగిరీ 5 ఈ లెంత్ లో మనకి ఎన్ని ట్విస్ట్స్ కనిపిస్తున్నాయి? 1 2 3 4 ట్విస్ట్స్. ఆల్మోస్ట్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద సేమ్ లెంత్. ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని ట్విస్ట్స్ కనిపిస్తున్నాయి? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 twists are there around. Okay, so the number of twists are increased. So by simply changing a small parameter, that is nothing but twisting the cables, number of twists in the cables, you increased the data rate, the bandwidth. Okay, so up to this particular point, category 5, they completely, not even category 5, if you go with category 6 also, they completely used twisting the cables, increasing the twists. Okay, so from category 1 to 2, and in the beginning they used to only use 2 cables for communication. Even though you have 4 cables, in category 3 you have only 3 cables. 2 cables will be used for communication. One is for sending the data, another one is for receiving the data, another one is simply left for future use. Okay, later what they did is, let's do one thing, one can be used for sending the data, one can be used for receiving the data, remaining 2 can switch from sending or receiving depending on you. మీకు అప్లోడింగ్ కి ఎక్కువ స్పీడ్ కావాలి అంటే రిమైనింగ్ టు అప్లోడింగ్ కి యూస్ చేస్తాం, దట్ మీన్స్ సెండింగ్. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ డౌన్లోడింగ్ మోర్ స్పీడ్, దెన్ you will be using these 2 for downloading. So 3 will be used for downloading purpose, 1 will be used for uploading purpose. Like that they started logical thinking. So when they started logically thinking, the bandwidth increased. Okay, so that is how they started increasing the data rate. So the first communication medium, the first two are completely used for telephone and T1 lines. Later things from Cat 3 onwards, we used them in LAN cables. So Cat 1, Cat 2 లో నార్మల్ గా త్రీ పేర్స్ కూడా ఉండవు, 1 or 2 పేర్స్ మాత్రమే ఉండేవి. ఇన్ Cat 3 యూ కెన్ సీ 3 పేర్స్. ఇన్ Cat 4 is just the same Cat 3 but టోకెన్ రింగ్ నెట్వర్క్స్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సో ఆబ్వియస్లీ ఎప్పుడైతే టోకెన్ రింగ్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం కొలిజన్స్ జరగట్లేదు అంటే ఇండైరెక్ట్లీ నాయిస్ ఈజ్ లెస్. ఓకే, so these are used in something like star topologies. This is for token ring topology. Later category 5, they increased the number of twists and they added 2 more wires and they decided how to use logically these wires more efficiently. Okay, in Cat 5e the number of twists are further extended and so that they minimize the crosstalks and electromagnetic interference. So they achieved a data rate of 125 Mbps. Okay, then in category 6, as you can see here, there will be a plastic insulator in between which is separating these cables. So like that they reduced the interference further. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మధ్యలో ఒక ప్లాస్టిక్ షీట్ పెడుతున్నామో ఆ ప్లాస్టిక్ షీట్ విల్ మేక్ షూర్ దట్ దే విల్ బి సెపరేటెడ్ విత్ వన్ అనదర్. So it will reduce the interference much more. So because of that you got 200 Mbps speed. Now if you see Cat 7, so Cat 7 has shields around each and every cable and a braided outer shield. So because of that the interference is further reduced so much that you can see 3 folds difference between the 6 and 7's data rate. Okay, so that is about the twisted pair cables and this is the twisted pair connector. So RJ45 antamamma dini. So RJ45 connectors, as you can see on the LAN cables. So this connector has 8 pins. Okay, so 8 pins will be used for these 4 wires, 4 pairs. Okay, the color coding is also shown here, how normally the 4 pairs are connected with one another. Okay, so this is the RJ45 connector. So RJ45 connector is a keyed connector where this key is used to stable the connector, not to get it loose and not to disconnect accidentally. So that is about the twisted pair cable. So this is the coaxial cable. So coaxial cable, as you can see, so let me first explain the diagram. As you can see here, the coaxial cable has an inner conductor. I just said మనకి ప్రతి సిగ్నల్ కి 2 వైర్స్ కావాలమ్మా, కంపల్సరీ 2 వైర్స్ కావాలి. సో ఒక వైర్ సిగ్నల్ క్యారీ చేస్తే the other wire will act as reference or you can say neutral line. Now this inner conductor is the actual signal carrying conductor. Okay, this outer shield, which is nothing but as again a braided shield which acts as a Faraday cage, also reference line. So this inner conductor, this outer conductor jointly carries the signal. That's the reason when you join multiple cable wires together manually, you need to even join these outer conductors also. మీరు ఓన్లీ ఇన్నర్ కండక్టర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కదా అని దాన్ని జాయిన్ చేసి అవుటర్ కండక్టర్ వదిలేసినా మీకు టీవీ కనెక్షన్ రాదు. ఓకే, ఆర్ యు మే లూజ్ సిగ్నల్. సో మీకు మీ నియర్ బై బాక్స్ కి టీవీ టెలిఫోన్ బాక్స్ కి మధ్యలో ఎక్కడైనా జాయింట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే ఆబ్వియస్లీ యూ విల్ బి సీయింగ్ డిగ్రేడేషన్ ఇన్ యువర్ టీవీ కమ్యూనికేషన్. మధ్యలో చుక్కలు రాదు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో చూడంగానే డిజిటల్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అయిపోవడం వల్ల, if you go back like 10 years 15 years, so you will be seeing some white speckles in between, or you will be seeing some lines, or you will be getting interference from other channels. So all those things because of the joints created by the cable operators. So instead of using joining components, what they did is they will simply twist those cables together like electrical cables to join multiple cables. Okay, so what happens is immediately because of that there will be a point where this outer shield will not be there on the cable. So because of that you will get interference. అలాగే ఇంకొకటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలంటే at our childhoods I used to remember people without cable TVs, I mean cable connections, used to get cable TV in their TV. Okay, cable channels in their TV. How? Normally మీకు గుర్తుంటే previously we used to have antennas for Doordarshan channels. Yeah, so those antennas intentionally they are used to place them near to some cable joints. సో మన ఇంటి పక్క నుంచి ఏదో ఒక జాయింట్, ఒక కేబుల్ వైర్ వెళ్తుందా, ఆ కేబుల్ వైర్ లో ఎక్కడో ఒక జాయింట్ ఉందనుకోండి, మీరు మీ యాంటీనాని తీసుకువెళ్ళి ఆ జాయింట్ కి దగ్గరలో పెడితే obviously your antenna is going to get that signal to your TV. So that is how people used to get cable TVs without paying money to cable operators. Okay, that is the logic there. So here so that is about this thing. So the inner conductor will be insulated by a plastic, normally a white color plastic material. About that you will be having an aluminum outer conductor. Above that you will be seeing another plastic sheet. Okay, and the outer plastic sheet. నార్మల్ గా కొన్ని పాత వైర్స్ అయితే ఈ రెండింటి ప్లేస్ లో ఒకటే ఉంటుందమ్మా, ప్లాస్టిక్ కవర్ ఇన్సులేటర్ ఒకటే ఉంటుంది. In some cables you will be seeing 2 layers here also. Now the thickness of this cable is very high compared to twisted pair. Another point I forgot to say in this thing is even the thickness of cable is changed. So thickness of cable also plays a very important role in carrying the communication. Okay, so increasing the thickness gives you two things. Okay, so if you increase thickness, bandwidth will be increased, attenuation also increase. అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా? So if you increase thickness, bandwidth increases. That means a single wire can carry more data, but it can't carry data for long distance. ఎందుకంటే attenuation పెరుగుతుంది. When the attenuation increases, the data will lose its strength when it travels minimum distance. అదే attenuation తక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, ఎక్కువ డిస్టెన్స్ వెళ్తుంది. అంటే రెసిస్టెన్స్ అన్నమాట. రెసిస్టెన్స్ పెరిగే కొద్దీ అది వెళ్ళే టైం, ఐ మీన్ డిస్టెన్స్ తగ్గిపోతుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద లాజిక్ హియర్. సో హియర్ the inner conductor thickness is very high compared to the twisted pair cables. So because of that, this communication medium, these coaxial cables provides much more bandwidth compared to twisted pair cables. But these cables need more repeaters. So more repeaters ante, I don't know whether you observed or not, we used to observe, even though పవర్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ అవర్ హోమ్. నార్మల్లీ ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే అమ్మ, మీ ఇంట్లో కరెంట్, ఐ మీన్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీలో కొన్ని ఏరియాస్ లో పవర్ ఉంటే కొన్ని ఏరియాస్ లో పవర్ ఉండదు. ఇప్పట్లో ఏంటంటే నార్మల్ గా పవర్ ఉంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ అన్ని ఏరియాస్ లోనే ఉంటుంది, లేకపోతే అన్ని ఏరియాస్ లోనే పోతుంది. కానీ ఇంతకు ముందు ఎలాగంటే మన ఏరియాలో పవర్ ఉండదు, పక్క ఏరియాలో పవర్ ఉంటుంది, లేదా మన లైన్ మాత్రమే పోతుంది, పక్క లైన్ ఉంటుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే అలా ఉంటుందో మనకి పవర్ ఉన్నా సరే ఒకసారి కేబుల్ టీవీ వచ్చేది కాదు. I observed that point so many times in my childhood. Even though I have power in my home, I am not used to get the TV signal. Why? So మనకి పవర్ ఉంది, బట్ ఈ కేబుల్ ఒక ప్లేస్ నుంచి కేబుల్ టీవీ ఆపరేటర్ స్టేషన్ నుంచి మా ఇంటికి వచ్చే వేలో at some point, because of this high attenuation, they used to place repeaters. మధ్య మధ్యలో రిపీటర్స్ ప్లేస్ చేసేవారు. సో దీస్ రిపీటర్స్ నీడ్ పవర్ సప్లై. సో ఇక్కడ పవర్ సప్లై డౌన్ అయింది అనుకోండి, ఆల్ దీస్ పీపుల్ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ కేబుల్ టీవీ. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఐ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ ఇన్ మై చైల్డ్హుడ్. ఓకే, సో దీస్ రిపీటర్స్ దే యూజ్ టు ప్లేస్ సో మెనీ రిపీటర్స్. ఈ రిపీటర్స్ కూడా ఎక్కడ ప్లేస్ చేసేవాళ్ళు అంటే ఎవరొకరు ఇంట్లో ప్లేస్ చేసి వాళ్ళకి కేబుల్ టీవీ ఫ్రీగా ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు, బికాస్ దే ఆర్ డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ దేర్ పవర్ సప్లై. సో దట్ ఈస్ హౌ much these repeaters are placed in coaxial cables, because their attenuation is very high. Adhe meek telephone cables lo aithe their attenuation is very low. The pair cables attenuation is very low, so there the repeaters can be placed for long distances. Okay, so that is about these twisted pair cables. So here the theoretical points. Let's go through these theoretical points. So coaxial cables carry signals of higher frequency ranges than those the twisted pair cables. Okay, so because of that, these coaxial cables provides more bandwidth. Okay, so coaxial cable has a central inner core conductor. Okay, which is nothing but normally a solid copper wire enclosed in insulating sheet, that is a plastic sheet, which is in turn encased in an outer conductor of metal foil and braided. Okay, and above this, this can be both also. In some wires you will be seeing one aluminum foil, above that some Faraday case type thing, or you can just see only Faraday case type, that means braided sheet. Okay, or the combination of both, as I said. Okay, and the outer metallic wrapping serves as both shield against the noise as well as second conductor which completes the circuit. So this will carry signal, this will carry the reference point, that is nothing but neutral. Okay, and in coaxial cables there are two widely used types. One is 50 ohm cable and the other one is 75 ohm cable. So 50 ohm cable is commonly used in digital transmission, whereas in 65 ohm cable is commonly used in analog transmission. So literal ga cheppali ante మీ cable TV television lo use chesedi 75 ohms amma. Okay, nowadays you won't be seeing this coaxial cable anywhere for digital transmission. They completely used for analog transmission. Okay, that is the reason when the cable TV moved from analog to digital communication, what they did is they lay down a new types of cables again instead of using the old cable TV wires, because the old cables are 75 ohms, they can't use it for digital transmission, so they need to invest so much in moving from analog to digital. Okay, so that is about the coaxial cables. So these are the coaxial cable connectors. So these are the joint used for joint purpose. So these are called BNC connectors. Okay, so this is cable TV connector, 75 ohm connector. This is 50 watt BNC terminator. Okay, and these are the male connectors, these are the female. So this will be there on your, on the back side of your TV. This will be the end of the cable TV wire. Okay, so that is about these coaxial cables. So coming to the last topic, that is about the fiber optic cable. So to understand these fiber optic cables are important, remember this point. So exams point of view, you may ask to explain about all the guided transmission medium, or this literally especially ask you to explain this fiber optic cable. So explain about the guided transmission media fiber optic cable, like that you may get a question. So here, as you can see, so the fiber optic cable carries light signal. So fiber optic cables are made of glass or plastic and transmit signals in the form of light. Okay, so light ఉండడం వల్ల advantages ఉన్నాయి, disadvantages ఉన్నాయి. So before going into those things, let's go with the working principle. As you can see, so you are all familiar with this thing. When light moves from high density material to low density material, so light will be refracted. Yes or no? Are you familiar with this refraction reflection concept or not? What, only one person will give response to every question? Yeah, so as you can see, when light travels, it will bend away from this perpendicular line. Okay, so the light will bend so that the light ray will be closer to this what surface, joint surface. Okay, if you increase this incident angle further, at one point the light will go along the edge. Okay, so this angle is called critical angle. If the angle is less than critical angle, there will be refraction, part reflection. If the angle is critical angle, the refracted signal will move along the edge. If you increase further the critical angle, what happens is the signal will be completely reflected back. Okay, so this is the principle behind the optical fiber cable, which is shown in this theory part. Okay, so what they did is, why can't we use this principle for fiber optics communication? So as you can see here, if we create a cable where there will be two materials, the inner material will be high density material, the outer material will be low density material. So the inner material, which is actually core of carrying our information, is called as core, which is high density material. The outer material is called as cladding, which is low density material. So if you induce the light ray with a specific angle, because of the total internal reflection concept, the ray will simply go through the core without leaking at any way, and it will reach to the receiver. Okay, so this is the basic principle. Okay, the total internal reflection, and this is how the cable is designed, and how the um, ray is transferred, I mean moved from one location to another location. We will be moving from one location to another location. So the principle is total internal reflection. So remember, core will be high density material, cladding will be low density material. Okay, and in fiber optics we have two modes. One is single mode, another one is multi mode. So single mode, and as you can see in this particular diagram, there will be only one ray. Okay, you will induce one ray on the one side, center side. The one ray will travel through the medium and it will go to the receiver. So as you can see, in single mode, the fiber core is very thin. Chala thin cable use chestam. If you use multi mode, that means you will send multiple signals together. Okay, that means multiple wavelengths will be used here. We are going to see these things later. Wavelength division, multiplexing, how you are going to add multiple waves together. So when you induce multiple wavelengths, that means nothing but multiple colors, uh, they will be refracted. I mean, they will be going in different, they will be having different what I said, total reflection angles. So all these mean wavelengths will be traveling separately through the wire and will be received at the receiver. Okay, so this is multi-mode. So we have two modes, single mode and multi-mode. In single mode, it is only one communication will be happening. In multi-mode, multiple communication can go through the same copper, same fiber cable. So in this fiber cable, core is very thick compared to this single mode. Okay, in multi-mode we have two things: step index and graded index. Let me show you what is step index and what is graded index. So in step index, the coarse density will be constant from center to the edges. So ante just give me a minute. So if you take, this is the cross section of the core. One more minute. Yeah. So let's say this green part. So this part is core. Okay. And this part is cladding. Okay, Nama? So this is cladding and this green one is core. If from core center to core edge, if the density is constant, then it is called step index. Okay, అంటే ఏంటి, సే ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు మొత్తం mu1 ఉంటుంది. This cladding will be having mu2. So what you can see is mu2 is less than mu1. That's it. In graded index, this mu1 will not be a constant one. So it will be something like mu1 to mu1 dash, where these two will be less than mu2. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి సెంటర్ లో mu1 ఉంటుంది. సో ఫర్దర్ వెళ్ళే కొద్దీ డెన్సిటీ కాస్ట్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతూ వెళ్తుంది. సో హియర్ యూ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ mu1 dash అండ్ దిస్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ mu2. సో ఎప్పుడైతే మీకు డెన్సిటీ స్లోలీ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందో, లైట్ విల్ బెండ్ స్మూత్లీ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ గోయింగ్ యాజ్ ఏ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్. So instead of sending single ray in single mode step index cable, you will be sending multiple rays. So how these multiple rays will travel depends on whether you are using a graded index or step index. Okay, so as you can see the explanation here, in single mode normally we are using step index fiber and a highly focused source of light that limits beam to a small range of angles, also closest to the horizontal. అంటే మనం ఇక్కడ పంపించే లైట్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో దిస్ లైట్ విల్ బి నార్మల్లీ సిన్స్ ద కేబుల్ ఇస్ వెరీ థిన్ ఫర్ అవర్ హ్యూమన్ naked eyes you can see this thing as almost like a straight line. Even though it reflects a little, you can't even see that reflection part. You think like the light is going in a straight line manner. Okay, because the decrease in density, see the multimode compared to multimode cables, the core's density is very less. So మనకి రెండిటికి మధ్య డిఫరెన్స్ చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటుందన్నమాట. Okay, here the claddings 2 unte this will be 1.9 something, so it will be very near. Sorry, reverse lo draw chesa. So claddings will be 1.9, this cores will be 2. అదే ఇక్కడ స్టెప్ ఇండెక్స్ లో తీసుకుంటే core will be something like 4 and cladding will be 1.9. అదే graded index తీసుకుంటే, for example I am giving core cladding will be 1.9, core center will have 4, core edge may have something like 2. So that's how the changes is going to happen. Because of this small difference, the signal will appear like it is going in a straight line manner rather than reflecting at the edges. Okay, so in multi-mode step index fiber, the density of the core remains constant from center to edge, as I said. So center నుంచి edge వరకు మొత్తం 4 ఉంటుంది. In multi-mode graded index fiber, decrease this distortion of signal through the cable. That means in multi-mode graded index fiber, here center you will have 4, it will slowly reduce to 2 when it reaches 8, and this cladding will have 1.9 as example I am giving. So that is the difference between single mode and multi-mode fibers. Okay, and these are the types of cables. Remember these types. Okay, I have given one question from this table in the quiz. As you can see, this 50 by 125 type, 62.5 by 125, 100 by 125, these three are used for multi-mode and they are graded index. Okay, whereas this 7 by 125 used for single mode, which is step index. Okay, so the core dimension and cladding dimension is shown here. So core thickness is 7 to 50 micron meters, whereas cladding thickness is 125 micrometers. Okay, so these are the connectors used in optical fiber. So this is called SC connector, subscriber channel connector. And then for example, if you get a communication through optical fiber, say there is a concept called FTTH, fiber to the home concept. So instead of using coaxial cables, twisted pair cables, they simply give you one optical fiber cable to your home. So that optical fiber ending at your home will be using this connector, SC connector, subscriber channel connector, used at TV cables. Okay, and this straight tripped ST connector is used to connecting cable టు నెట్వర్కింగ్ డివైజెస్. అంటే మీ ఇంటి నుంచి వెళ్తున్న వైరు టెలిఫోన్ కేబుల్ దగ్గర ఎక్కడో వాళ్ళ స్విచ్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యే దగ్గర ఈ కనెక్టర్ యూస్ చేస్తాము. దిస్ ఈజ్ అట్ యువర్ హోమ్, దిస్ ఈజ్ అట్ దోస్ స్విచెస్, రిమెంబర్ దట్ పాయింట్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఎస్సి అండ్ ఎస్టి కనెక్టర్స్, వేర్ దిస్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ two cables together. This is called MT connector, mechanical transfer registered jack. Okay, MTRJ connector. Okay, when you need to connect two fiber cables, normally one fiber cable is enough for every home, okay, for receiving and sending. Okay, whereas this one for receiving and one for sending, whereas sometimes these two must be placed together by using this MTRJ connector. So మన ఇళ్లలో కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, బట్ దీస్ ఆర్ వెరీ స్మాల్. Okay, these are not suitable for every type of fiber optics, so mostly you will be seeing these things, SC connector and ST connector. Apart from these three, there are many other types of connectors, but these three are there in our textbook, so I am only explaining these things. So SC connector at your home, ST connector at switches. Okay, and this MT and RJ connector is used when you want to connect two fibers instead of only one fiber. Okay, so that is about this fiber optics cables. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of these fiber optics cables. So the advantages is higher bandwidth. So the bandwidth is very high. You can say the fiber optic cable can carry few Gbps communication, but still we are not at there. మనం ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్డ్ గా ఉన్న కేబుల్ యూస్ చేసుకోలేని సిచ్యువేషన్ ఉన్నాము. మనకి మీడియం అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంది, కానీ ఆ మీడియం యూస్ చేసుకోగలిగిన డివైజెస్ మన దగ్గర ఇంకా అవైలబుల్ గా లేదు. దట్ ఈస్ ద వన్ డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఇన్ ఫైబర్ ఆప్టిక్ కేబుల్స్. ఓకే, నాట్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు దేర్ ప్రాపర్టీస్, విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు అవర్ ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ టెక్నాలజీ. ఓకే, సో ఫైబర్ ఆప్టిక్స్ కెన్ ప్రొవైడ్ హయ్యర్ బ్యాండ్విడ్త్ అండ్ అటెన్యూషన్ ఈస్ వెరీ లో. ఎందుకంటే మనకి ఎలక్ట్రికల్ సిగ్నల్స్ హీట్ జనరేట్ చేసినట్టు లైట్ సిగ్నల్స్ హీట్ జనరేట్ చేయవు కొలైడ్. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ అటెన్యూషన్ ఈస్ వెరీ లో. I think I placed it 2 times. Okay, and they are resistive to corrosion. Copper cables, copper will react with oxygen in the air, so they will the material is corrosive. And if you use aluminum is corrosive compared to those things, because they are not pure aluminum, they will be alloys. So compared to those things, glass is not corrosive. Okay, so glass is made with sand, so this material is non-corrosive material, so resistance to corrosive is there. And the other thing is lightweight. They are very lightweight. Okay, and the fourth thing is immunity to tapping. This is a very important with respect to security. నార్మల్ గా మనకి నేను ఇంతకు ముందు చెప్పినట్టు కోయాక్సియల్ కేబుల్స్ ఎక్కడైనా జాయింట్స్ ఉంటే జాయింట్స్ నుంచి లీకేజ్ వస్తుంటుందమ్మా. సో ఎవరైనా దాన్ని హ్యాక్ చేయాలి అంటే ఆ లీకేజ్ దగ్గర ఉన్నా, లేకపోతే ఎక్కడైనా ఒక చోట వైర్ బ్రేక్ చేసి ఆ వైర్ కి వేరే జాయింట్ వేసి కనెక్ట్ చేసి, సరే మనకు తెలియదు మధ్యలో ఎవడో వింటున్నాడండి. అదే ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్స్ లో అనుకోండి, ఇన్ ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్స్ no one can tap them. That means no one can create joints there normally, and no one can hear the signal as no outside person can get the signal from the outside. So that is the advantage here. They are immune to tapping. Okay, and the disadvantage is installation and maintenance. So there is very high cost involved in installation and maintenance of optical fibers, and they are completely unidirectional light propagation. So if you are using one cable for transmission, you can't use the same cable for reception at the same time. Okay, and the cost is very high. That is the reason say the Jio took 5,000 crores or something amount as loan to lay down this backbone. Okay, so that is about the fiber optics, and these are the applications. So twisted pair cables are used in telephone lines to provide voice and data channels, and used in DSL lines for provide high data rates. Okay, and used in LAN cables for local area networks. Okay, used in LAN cables, that means nothing but local area network cables. Okay, whereas in coaxial cables, in the beginning they used it for telephone coming networks, where a single coaxial cables can carry 10,000 voice signals together. But nowadays you won't be seeing that coaxial cables for this purpose, network purpose. Okay, even they are used for data transfer up to speed of 600 Mbps. Still they need so many repeaters. Because of those limitations, they are not used nowadays for data transfer or voice transfer. They are completely used for TV communication. Whereas optical fibers, they are used in backbone networks, because optical fibers provide so much bandwidth which can't be used by single user. Okay, ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్ కంప్లీట్ బ్యాండ్విడ్త్ కనుక మీరు యూజ్ చేయాలి అంటే, యూ కెన్ సే మీరు ఒక సెకండ్కి 100 మూవీస్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలి. ఒక్క సెకండ్ ఒక 100 మూవీస్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేయగలిగిన డివైస్ అంటూ మనకి అవైలబుల్ గా ఉందంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎట్ ఆల్ అవైలబుల్. దట్ మచ్ బ్యాండ్విడ్త్ నో వన్ ప్రొవైడ్స్. సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ రీజన్ using optical fibers to individual devices is completely waste of money. So optical fibers are normally dedicated for backbone network. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఇక్కడ నుంచి సెల్ టవర్ కి ఇండివిజువల్ డివైజెస్ నుంచి సిగ్నల్స్ ఇండివిజువల్ గా వెళ్తాయి. సెల్ టవర్ టు సెల్ టవర్స్ అందరివి కలిపి ఒకే బంచ్ కింద ఎక్కువ బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ అవసరం కాబట్టి దే విల్ యూజ్ ద ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ హోమ్ టు యువర్ బేస్ అండ్ స్టేషన్ the signal will be going through twisted pair cables. From there, one base station to another base station, the signal will be going using optical fibers nowadays. So that is the advantage. Okay, nowadays you will be seeing these optical fibers even in TV communication. Okay, so again I placed the same point twice, so you can skip that. So these are the applications of different guided transmission medium, and this is the end of guided transmission medium. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. So just give me a minute. So if you have no doubts, you can leave the session. Otherwise, you can ask the doubts here itself. Okay, there will be very few basic questions in the quiz. You can attempt the quiz by the till the end of today's night, like 9 p.m. I set the end time, but make sure that everyone attempts those questions. Okay, so if you have no doubts, you can leave the session. If you have any queries, doubts, you can ask. Five